Hey, what's going on guys, it's Maybuff, and today we're going to be taking a look at the rank 1 Graves in NA. This game is played on patch 12.13. I couldn't find many Graves VODs on 12.14, so this is the last patch. It's been playing in NA Challenger. This player's name is No Invade Please, and he's playing Dark Harvest Graves today versus Taliyah Jungle. So this is notoriously a pretty hard matchup for Graves. And the reason for that is because of Taliyah's... one of Taliyah's abilities, I'm not too sure because I don't play her. But basically, Graves can't dash when he's next to Taliyah or he's going to get stunned. So let's see how this one plays out. He's opted for a clear that many junglers are doing nowadays. It's a pretty common path. And that is the Red Raptor's Gromp, because this path gets you level 3. And allows you to go for a gank opportunity or for an invade, and if it doesn't work out, you can just default back to Blue Wolf's Scuttle or Wolf's Blue Scuttle. So if something doesn't work out, then you can just default back to clearing your camps, and you still get the normal 5 camp in a pretty decent time. So here he is playing aggressively into the Taliyah. Graves is a very strong champion in the early game. In fact, some people underestimate how much damage Graves does in the early game. Smites the red buff, and his mid is able to move first as well, making this invade very easy for the Graves. And now the Scuttle Crab is spawning in just 1 second here. And see how everything he does is super duper efficient? It's very important to be efficient with Graves. This champion, if you fall behind on it, you're going to be pretty useless. So you want to stay ahead of the gold curve if possible. As you can see, he's still playing pretty aggressively. He's prioritizing ganking the mid lane over going to his camps. He thinks he sees an opportunity mid. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out, but it doesn't matter too much. He doesn't lose anything. He just goes to his buffs. The reason he wants to play aggressively and go for these like gank opportunities and invade opportunities is because he's playing Dark Harvest. So this setup, usually you want to be playing super duper aggressively, stacking up that Dark Harvest so it can do more damage, because obviously it is a rune that scales with, I guess, fighting more. Now typically sometimes it's pretty unsafe to use your W to clear your camps versus early game junglers, but he doesn't really feel much threat from the Taliyah, especially because the Taliyah did get invaded for the red. And he has an idea of where Taliyah is. But some junglers, I feel like Jarvan 4, champions like that, Xinjiao, I would be wary of using a W to clear camps, even if it is wolves. Unless you definitely know where the enemy jungler is. Obviously, Graves is tracking the enemy jungler, so it's completely fine. And you can see the peak of efficiency from this Graves. He sees that there is a fight breaking out bot. He skips his Krugs. He's in the middle of his Krugs, but trust me guys, it matters more to put pressure onto the map rather than just farm your camps on repeat. I mean, Graves is a farming jungler, but there's no point in farming all game if your team is completely behind. As you can see, it's a bit of a rough start, guys. 0-2. But he does end up hopefully killing the Nyla on this dive. Dude, Nyla has so much lifesteal. Wait. Okay, ends up killing the Nyla. To be honest, that was way too close. And he doesn't have red buff, so he's probably unable to kill the Zillion if he keeps chasing. He doesn't want to waste any time, so he just takes the wave instead. And there we go. He's going to go for a base. He is sitting on 1,750 gold. 39 CS around 6 minutes, pretty good. He buys a serrated dirk, longsword, boots, and oh, he already had the refill pot. Oops. Here he is pathing towards the top side of the map. He has nothing available for him on the bot side because he just cleared it. Just remember, he went Raptors, Krugs to the bot gank just to get the kill on the Nyla. So that's the reason why he's pathing top. Even though this game he did start on the bot side, He's now basically reversed the cycle of his clear. And that's the thing, you gotta be creative with your pathing, guys. If you're just gonna be 5 camping on Graves every single game, red Raptors, Wolves, blue Gromp, it's pretty predictable, especially as you climb into the higher elos. If you're gonna be doing that, you're gonna get punished really hard, especially by early game junglers. They're gonna be 3 assists or 3 kills before you even finish your first clear. So there's people who complain, like, oh, I cleared and then all 3 of my lanes died. Just use some critical thinking, guys. Sometimes it's not your fault. Most of the time it is, especially as a jungler, because your role, especially early game, has the most impact in the game. And here he is, level 6. Killed the Taliyah. Pathing towards the bot side. Bot side looks pretty overextended. They do get the dive off. He goes for the R snipe. And here he is jumping onto the Zillion. Zillion flashes away. He's on a killing spree now, 3-0. And he has also got 3 Dark Harvest stacks. And the enemy jungler not playing too well this game. Especially in a counter matchup. Now guys, I know I haven't uploaded on this channel in a long time. Basically, I know it sounds like an excuse, but my motherboard actually broke. The motherboard in my PC broke a few months ago. And I ended up getting it fixed. And then, I don't know, okay, he flashes over the wall to kill the Yone. Nice, nice. But yeah, the motherboard in my PC broke, and I wasn't really able to upload videos for a while. And then I kind of just lost motivation to make videos because I was doing uni and I was working at the same time. But here I am, back. I'll be trying to upload a bit more frequently now. I had some people like message me on Discord asking like, why don't you upload, so I decided if people really want to see these videos, then I'm just going to be doing them for you guys. And also let me know in the comments below, I was thinking of doing some reviews of other lanes and not just jungle. Because I'm pretty sure nearly every video that I made on this channel is a jungle video. I think I made like an 80 carry video, but most of the videos are like Kindred, Graves, Kha'Zix, like VOD reviews and stuff. So obviously I don't really play the other lanes that much. I mean, I play support, I'm a support main, and I play jungle as well. But if you guys want to see me do a review, I don't think me reviewing top lane would be all that bad. Although I definitely couldn't play it. There we go, playing super duper clean, making sure not to E over the Taliyah ability. And here he is, 6-0. But you gotta notice that he is the only player on the entire team with kills, so it's not a stomp. His team is ahead in gold. But the enemy bot lane looks super duper fed, and Nyla's a bit of a hard champion to deal with. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do a VOD review of some other champion, could literally be any champion, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. I'm going to be trying to upload maybe 1 video a week. I think that's a good rate. And then if I find time, then I'll do more of these reviews. These reviews do take quite a while to do though, but I think it is worth it if you guys want to see it. Now he's breaking mid with the Rift Herald. But the enemy bot lane ended up getting the first tower. And blue side's bot lane is struggling super duper hard. This Graves absolutely carrying the game. Without this Graves, 100% they'll be losing. If you just pay attention to what he's doing, just everything, including his efficiency, aggression, good pathing, creative pathing, is what's keeping this game alive for the blue side. 2k, nearly 2k gold lead. Over 2k gold lead. And he has 100% KP, guys. You guys want to be the win condition. Every single time you queue up for a game, don't play to get carried. If you get carried, that's perfectly fine. But don't play hoping that your team is going to carry you. Unless you're playing Ivan, of course. If you're playing Ivan, by all means. And here they are setting up a creative play onto the Nyla, who's caught overextending. She doesn't have a shutdown. She does have Ninja Tabai, so she is pretty tanky. The Zillion all going through. And she picks up the Sona, but Graves is able to pick up the kill onto the Nyla. This fight is a bit scrappy. They are coming through, collecting another Dark Harvest stack. Guys, 12 minutes, 10 Dark Harvest stacks. Absolutely ridiculous. He's already got 2 items, the Umbral Glaive and the Eclipse. And with this advantage, he's using it to try and carry his team as much as possible. Still sitting on that 100% KP. If you aren't playing champions that can abuse Umbral Glaive right now, you guys are missing out. This item is absolutely busted. Also, another Graves main has recently come to EU. Vitality's jungler, Bo. He's been absolutely smurfing it up in the EUS. Not sure what his LP is right now, but he was 1400 LP with like a 70-something% win rate or 80% win rate. Playing with the Umbral Glaive Gore Drinker build. But the common denominator between all these insane Graves players is they're all buying Umbral Glaive. The item is completely broken. I'll try and do a VOD review of Bo Graves as well. I think his account on EUS is ZYB. Zib. But it's pretty hard to find VODs of his games. I think what I'll have to do, because usually what I do, like for example this video, like I am doing a voiceover, like a Domasum replay. But I think what I might have to do is actually just get on an EUS account and just download a VOD. But I'll have to wait for 12.14 to hit EU. Because at the time of recording, I don't think 12.14 has hit EU. And I think it will, like, I don't know, I think it's like updating right now or something. I'm not too sure. So I'll wait till he plays a game on the new patch. I think it'll be better anyways, because it's more relevant. I think, because I'm playing in Urs, the dragons have a lot more HP and so do the objectives. So we can see how he plays around that, because it's much more, it costs so much more time now to take the objectives. They have like 10k HP, like the second dragon has 10k HP, the Rift Herald has more HP. You know, all that stuff. Fight breaking out in the mid lane right now. 14 minutes into the game. And there he is, proccing his Eclipse onto the Yone, doing half his HP, and the Yone has to flash away. He ults just to make sure he doesn't get caught out there. He does have a 700 gold bounty and he does not want to throw it away. Zillion picking up a kill onto the Nico. The Nyla getting in. Fiora able to shut down the Zillion. And the Sona hits a very, very nice ultimate there. Graves playing around, accidentally getting stunned. Still gets the kill onto the Nyla. The Yone ends up diving. Waiting for the Jax counter-strike to end. Because of how many Dark Harvest stacks he had 12 Dark Harvest stacks there, he was able to kill the Jax with just the W. And here he is, 9-0-4. The gold still pretty even. Only a 1k difference between the both teams. Blue side's AD carry, 1-4. Enemy AD carry, absolutely carrying this game. And Jax is going to be a bit scary later on in the game if he is allowed to scale. So let's see how that goes. This game still has a long while yet. I remember a few videos ago people were saying like they don't want to see complete stomps. And I completely understand that. So this VOD I picked specifically because the game was pretty close across the whole game. This game is 30 minutes long. And there he is picking up the Rift Herald. He has 24 vision score. He has more vision score than his support. And that's mainly due to the fact that Umbral Glaive is completely broken. As I've said a few times. If you take a look at his runes, he's also taken, I think he's taken Zombie Ward. Which means that every single time you kill a ward, you're actually getting vision as well. So you break the enemy ward to deny them vision, but it also gives you vision at the same time. And it also gives you adaptive force. He's found the Jax, unable to kill because obviously Jax can just hop over the wall. He's just gonna slide in. Anyways. I think they're looking to kill the top tower. There he is placing the Rift Herald. As you can see, the enemy team has broken the bot tower, so he's going to be making the cross map play, which is to break the top tier 1. And there's no camps on the map at all for him. Now, also a good thing if you're especially a jungle man watching this video is, if there's a situation about to happen, you should be pausing the video. In my opinion, this is a great way to learn. You pause the video, and you think about what you would do in that situation, given the information you have. So, like for example, this video, you basically see exactly what this jungler, this Graves sees, because the Fog of War is on blue side. So just pause the video anytime something's about to happen. Think about how you would play out a certain situation or what your next move would be. And then see how the person you're watching the VOD of plays it differently, or if they do exactly what you were thinking. It's good exercise. And there we are. Nyla walked into the bush. Zillion ult used on the Nyla. And just barely killing. He's just gonna go straight back to collecting this wave over here. He just wants to be getting that XP and gold as much as possible. And there he is, killing the Jax. Making sure not to get somebody to eat. And just kiting it back. Graves is a very good champion at kiting. You have the W. You can just auto E back, especially. You can take Fleet Footwork on this champion if you're not a fan of Dark Harvest. So for me personally, I don't like Dark Harvest unless I'm smurfing. I'm more of a Fleet Footwork player. I like to get like down and dirty in the team fights, of course. And that's why I prefer taking the Umbral Glaive Gore Drinker build over this one. But I think if you're in low elo, I think this build is probably the way to go instead of the Bow Graves build. In high elo, people know how to play the team fights a little bit better. Whereas low elo, you're going to be able to get picks super duper easily. But I think into their comp specifically, this game, Dark Harvest is the way to go. Very squishy champions. Taliyah, very squishy. Yone, I would say he's squishy. If you let him proc his lethal tempo, or he's doing like DPS in a team fight, obviously he's not going to be squishy because he lifesteals so much. But if you can one-shot Yone before he gets any damage out, then yeah, he's squishy. Nyla, same thing. If Nyla's not getting any damage out, she's pretty squishy. Zillion, of course, you can just one-shot him anytime. Jax is the only one that I would see could tank Graves for a while, but this Jax is so far behind that it doesn't even matter. And he gives the 700 gold bounty over to the Nyla. This is not what we want to see. It's not what we want to see at all. See how this team fight plays out. But that is just... I can see what he's trying to do. He wants to make a play, try and kill someone, make a pick and get the Baron. Nyla ends up dying anyways, which is completely fine. Yone gets a 500 gold bounty off the Zeri as well. Wait, 200 gold. Okay, I misread. That's not what we want to see, but this Fiora is going absolutely crazy here. But the two players on their team you don't want to get a bounty, Yone and Nyla, picking up a few thousand gold for themselves. Could see this game extended for like another probably 5 minutes. On top of what it would have already been. Here he is, pathing back towards the top side. Quickly getting the Scuttle Crab. Get that vision control, super duper essential for Baron. When Baron's spawning, if you control that Scuttle Crab, it makes it a lot easier to play. Because there's some guaranteed vision that the enemy team can't sweep. And you can basically see it when the enemy team goes onto Baron. Unless they all take the blast cone, they can dash over the wall, but that Scuttle Vision usually stops some teams from going to take that Baron buff. I think he's misclicked there. Still farming very efficiently. Nearly 10 CS a minute. You don't really... I don't know how to put this. If you have lots and lots of kills, it's acceptable not to have 10 CS a minute. Or like even close. Map pressure means a lot more than making your OPGG look sexy. If you're winning games, that makes your OPGG look sexy. Don't be too cut out if you're not getting 10 CS a minute. I think a solid like CS guideline for Graves, you probably want to be aiming between 7 and 8 CS a minute. Ult onto the Jax, deleting him once again. This Jax is not having a good time into the Fiora matchup. Yeah, I think between 7 and 8 CS a minute is pretty acceptable on Graves. And then there's this Fiesta game, super duper chaotic, like 50 kills at 20 minutes kind of games. But I think it's acceptable to probably have like 6 CS, especially with Dark Harvest. Trying to do the Baron, Sona healing, coming in clutch of course. There's a fight breaking out. Nico gets picked out yet again. 2 and 6 Nico mid. Talk about a mid gap. Dying with both thumbs up. Remember guys, if you out jungle the enemy jungler and you get control and access to their jungle, obviously your farm is going to be a lot higher because you can just counter jungle them permanently. So remember that. You get the early game lead, your CS early matters, but map pressure matters more, especially within the first 14 minutes. You can basically decide a game in 14 minutes. And any other team, this game would be FF15 for the enemy team. But Graves' team has made it a bit difficult, and that's why we get this banger of a VOD to review. Let me know guys if you like this kind of content in the comments below. We really appreciate it. Or if you guys have any suggestions, let me know as well. And there's Nyla getting caught out here. Nico stopwatch. And there we go. Nyla completely out of position. Doesn't even have support with her. And just one pick, especially in these high elos, equals Baron. One pick equals Baron in these elos, trust me guys. Maybe not as much Masters, but I think Grandmaster Plus, everyone kind of knows what they're doing. Just kind of. They're only like the top 0.02% of the server. Again, just still playing aggressively into the enemy jungle. He's just hovering his Fiora to make sure that this tower can be broken. Sport is here as well. They break the tier 2 top tower. Jax going in. super duper deep. That champion is so tanky, especially with his ult up. And that's what I'm saying. I think a Fed Jax. I think a Fed Jax is pretty scary for Graves. Look at this Jax, not taking any damage at all. Looking at all the players in this game, you would not believe that this is a challenger lobby. This game, so much fighting. 18 Dark Harvest stacks on the Graves, doing hella damage, trust me guys. And again, still playing aggressively. Breaks the Scuttle Crab. He spotted out the Jax. Jax is ulted. Sona misses the ult. It doesn't matter too much. Jax is level 14, Graves level 16. And the efficiency that he has, the map pressure he has, is the reason why he's able to outlevel every solo laner in this game. I mean, except his own top laner, but he did play for top, to be fair. In a weird sense. Because his top was the strongest laner, he was able to make plays with the top. Jax jumping in. This Jax looks so bored, he just wants to fight. Nyla doing the dash. Nyla ult comes through. Graves has to flash out and ult away. Jax picking up the Sona and he's just cutting it back. He's just running the fight back. Graves getting the kill onto the Nyla, the one of the two scary champions on the team. The other one I would say is Yone right now. Yone is on the other side of the base. And now they are just destroying everything. There we go. No towers left except the ones defending the Nexus for the red side. They've just taken 3 inhibitors. They're just gonna walk it back now. Don't want to greed too hard. Obviously, it looks like they could end there, but if they throw there, there is a chance for the red team to come back. Although, the chance is very slim. If they're able to kill the Graves, maybe they can work with the player advantage. 3k gold lead for the blue side at 29 minutes. Not too big of a gold discrepancy, especially for a solo queue game at 30 minutes. The kills are still very even, 24 to 23. And a 700 gold bounty on the Graves. Now, it's just ARAM, baby. Sona missing the ult again, man. This Sona not playing too well this game. He's just sitting back. Graves is a bit of an awkward champion for team fighting, because you have to get really close to be doing maximum damage. But with this build, you're not even that tanky. So you have to play it like an assassin. You go in for the pick and get the hell out. There we go, just destroying the tower. Yone ult coming through. Yone gets absolutely melted instantly after the ult ends. And I just think they're just going to get overwhelmed by all these minions. They're going to be able to end. There we go. 23 Dark Harvest stack Graves, just one-shotting the Nyla basically. And there we go, they destroy the Nexus. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you really appreciate it, if you liked it, if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see next. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.